There has been many embarrassing moments in NBA history, but today we're going to be going over the top 10 most embarrassing moments in NBA history. If you do go on to enjoy this one, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So at number 10, guys, we have Eddie Griffin. Now, on March 30, 2006, in the great state of Minnesota, Eddie Griffin rammed his Cadillac Escalade into a Chevy Suburban outside a Minneapolis store. What's worse is that Griffin was incoherently drunk, according to witnesses, and he wasn't even fully dressed when he struck the SUV. He also told several passerbys that he was watching a pornographic film on a mounted DVD player while performing a sexual act as he drove the car. If that's not embarrassing for the NBA, then I don't know what is. At number 9, we have Isiah Thomas. This is as low as you can go managerially in the NBA. Isiah Thomas's reign as coach and general manager of the New York Knicks effectively destroyed the franchise for the time being. He made sexually inappropriate comments and advances to former Knicks marketing executive Anucha Brown Sanders after the Knicks were forced to pay $11.6 million in damages, and following a terrible 23-59 season in 2007-08. Thomas was forced out of town. At number 8, we have Marv Albert. I know Marv Albert isn't technically part of the NBA, but when you mention his name among junkies, it is likely traced to the association. I don't want to get too deep into this one, but let's just say that he bit a woman 15 times on the back after forcing her to do weird things, and in turn he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor assault and battery charges. He was let go from NBC for the 2 subsequent seasons before being reinstated. Number 7. Magic's phenomenal game that was on tape delay. On May 16, 1980, Game 6 of the NBA Finals was seen on tape delay in most American television markets, while reruns of shows such as The Incredible Hulk and Dallas appeared in primetime. Many people missed one of the greatest final performances of all time live, as Magic Johnson scored 42 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and dished 7 assists. That is really weird. I personally think number 6 is actually one of the most embarrassing moments for the NBA, but I don't know how you'll feel about it. Anyway, Michael Jordan's gambling issues on golf courses and casinos. Michael Jordan's gambling problems were well documented in the early 1990s. After a book called Michael and Me, Our Gambling Addiction, My Cry for Help, was released, it was made public how big of a problem it was. The author, a sports businessman called Richard Esquinas, claimed his heiress had given him over $1.25 million over the course of a few years. He also routinely lost money at casinos in great amounts, and he wasn't exactly the best husband either, having an affair with a woman named Carla Naffel, who tried to extort money from Jordan in a failed paternity suit. Number 5. Len Bias's sudden death. The 1986 NBA draft featured a plethora of seemingly future superstars, and among them was the University of Maryland's Len Bias. After being selected second by the Boston Celtics, Bias was back in the school the following night when he took cocaine that led to his cardiac arrhythmia. His ultimately death was called the cruelest thing I ever heard from Larry Bird, and it was incredibly embarrassing for the NBA because it exposed some of the drug abuse that was rampant around the league. I'm not saying Bias's death is embarrassing, because that would be downright insensitive, but the aftermath and the fact that the NBA had to take a look at what kind of role models they were promoting is very embarrassing. Here's perhaps basketball's greatest what if of all time. Number 4. Latrell Sprewell's family needs food. After a successful season in Minnesota, Latrell Sprewell was offered a 3-year, $21 million extension. The problem is, Spree didn't think this was generous at all. Noting that, this is what he said. Why would I want to help the Timberwolves win a title? They're not doing anything for me. I've got a lot of risk here. I've got my family to feed. Needless to say, the Wolves didn't, and thus concluded Spree's tenure in the NBA. This, however, can't be the worst moment in Sprewell's career. Number 3. Magic Johnson's confession. On November 7th, 1991, rumours circulated early in the morning that Magic Johnson was retiring. But why? Later, Magic revealed that he had attained HIV. He contracted the disease and missed many sexual encounters with women during his playing days. The NBA took the biggest hit here, and they immediately took mental note of players who were sleazers alike. Number 2, Rose gets a sub for the act. In 2008, it was revealed that Derrick Rose had someone pass his SAT for him. He had previously failed the act 3 times so that he could attend Memphis and play for John Calipari. The NCAA then vacated Memphis' 2007-08 runner-up season, when the Tigers lost to Kansas in the championship game. Now guys, hopping in at number 1, we have Greg Oden sends naughty pictures of himself. Now it's clear that a lot of these have a recurring theme of sexuality. Now it's kind of understandable, as no company wants players or people like this expressing and being baited out on this type of level. Anyway, let's get into this number 1. Not only has Greg Oden's career thus far been a disappointment and much worse than Kevin Durant's, but in the summer of 2009, he came under heat for pictures of his nude self that were floating around the internet. The only thing that might make the situation worse is a dismal NBA career. I'll wait. Alright guys, that will wrap it up for today's video. If you did enjoy this one, don't forget to smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and share the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.